Good day, friends. My name is Dr. Satyanarayan Tripathi. Today I am going to give a tutorial on how to calculate crystallite size and its distribution from X-ray diffraction data using breadth package. So I have already presented the X-ray diffraction data to you in the slide. So here we basically need a XRD data with very slow scan rate, basically 2 degree per minute, and the step size you can have like 0.01 or 0.02. Here we need to select two well-defined prominent peaks with good background, and for these two peaks we need to calculate the peak position, peak FWHM and peak shape from Origin software. And after this we will prepare one input file for the package. After that we will get the crystallite size and its distribution from the output files. Now I am going to show you the basic demo how to do that. So from that we basically need to see the XRD data of the sample, and we need to select two basic peaks for this simulation. So now I have this XR diffraction data. Y-axis I have shown the intensity, x-axis Bragg's angle to theta. So from this we need to select two peaks. So I'm going to basically select first peak like around 21 and second peak around 45. So let's select. So for selection of the data we need to zoom the data using the Origin software, and you can see that we can select from 21 to 23. So we can do like 21, we'll go to 21 to 23. Yeah, that's it, 21, 23, and this is our peak 1. So after this we need to plot the data. We can see that still we can delete some of the profiles like around still we can delete some of the left data, but it is fine. So now what we are going to do, we are going to go to the analysis tab, and then we can go to this nonlinear fit curve, and you can directly place Ctrl Y. So today we are going to feed the data using pseudo-void function. It is a very good function, and here you need to basically select peak function, then we'll go to the pseudo-void, and we'll see that we'll feed the data, and we see that yeah, we got a approximately good fit. And from this data we need to find out the peak position, then FWHM, then the shape parameter. This mu is the shape parameter, W is the FWHM, XC is the peak position. So we need to copy these values. We need to peak position this one, then peak FWHM with error, then peak shape, here this peak basically belongs to 102 plane, so we'll fill that. So here we basically need the HKL value of the peak, then peak position, peak FWHM, then peak FWHM error, peak shape, then error in the shape. So now we are going to select the second peak. In the second peak you can see that we are going to select second peak around 45. So we'll see that 44 to 48 we can 44 to 48 we can select. So 44 to 48 will go 44, yes, 44, yeah, 44 to 48 we are going to select it. 44 to 48. Yes, so we have selected the data. You can see that I have pasted it, and we have put the name and the units. Okay, book 2, and this is peak 2. Rename peak 2. Yes, so I am going to do the same thing again, so you can have like Control Y, you can press directly, and then after pressing Control you can go to the peak function, then you can go to the pseudobird1 function, and you can feed the data. Okay, so as you can see, a very good fit is achieved already. So here you could, for better visibility, you can do like 2. Yeah, so you can see this is a very good fit. And to obtain the values like previous one, here peak position is around 45.79, so you can paste the data, and this is 204 plane for my case, and this is nanocrystalline material I had synthesized, and this is peak position is over. Then we need peak FWHM value, so peak FWHM value I'm going to paste it here, and then we need the mu value. This is the shape parameter. Okay, yes, so from this data we need to put all this data in form of an input file. So now coming to the input file part, so no, here I have prepared a sample file, sorry. Yes, so here this is a test file. The first line will basically describe the line describing the name. The second line will basically describe the wavelength. If you don't put this value, put it blank, this line, it will automatically take this K alpha line. And the third line basically corresponds to which peak function you basically fitted. So in this package we have basically 3 types of peak profiles, like void function, then pseudo void, then Pearson. So in this parameter, in this calculation, we have basically selected pseudo void, so I have used 2, that is pseudo void function. Then I have put the HKL value, then after 3 spacing. So please note that the spacing is very important here. Without that there will be some problem, because this program is written in Fortran, so please keep in mind the spacing has to be very specific. Or you can download this sample files from this website given. This package is basically developed by Dr. De Balzar, and it is a very good package. And you can see that after that we put the FWHM value, then FWHM error, then we put this shape parameter of the, basically try to understand shape parameter is basically how the peak actually approaches to the background, how it broadens near the background. It is a parameter, it basically describes how from FWHM value to the background how it behaves. So now this is the error in shape parameter. Same is repetition for the second HKL value. Try to understand, here we need 2 peaks and 2 peak positions and peak shape parameter and peak FWHM. So after that I had already prepared this file, so I am going to run this file, save. Okay, so using this file I am going to double click on the breadth package. So in the breadth package, what you need to put the sample name. So my file name is sample sample.bri. This is the file name. So double enter. So after entering the data, you can see that so many files are appearing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see the output file. Yeah, this is the output file, as you can see. So here I have this HKL value is taken. So from this basically this software basically calculates, basically converts the pseudo-void parameter into the void peak profile and estimates the peak estimates this crystallite size and its distribution. So here you can find the domain value is around 242 angstrom, that is roughly around 24 and with error of 16. So volume distribution is also given 26 nanometer with error of 10. So here we have given also the Fourier coefficients, AS, N, this Fourier this number, then this strain values. So now I am going to show how to plot this data. So now you see here a broad breadth plot is there. So if you double click that, this automatically this output files will, you need to just enter it, that's all. So this enter it, so you can see this Fourier coefficients is plotted, and you can see that here our this is the slope. If you will go around 20 to 30 nanometer, this will roughly come here. So this is the x-axis length is angstrom, as the Fourier coefficient maximum value will be 1 per size coefficient. This is basically Warren-Abak method they converted. So you will find this lattice parameter, this crystallite size here. Also in from the output file you will also find the strain, okay, and you will also see this volume distribution also, and you see that yes, the volume distribution of the peak profile, this will come around 220, because it is this peak has in peak position, this distribution will have some peak position around 20 nanometer or 200 angstrom, but there will be distribution. So it basically the crystallite size varies from 10 nanometer to 60 nanometer. So that is the distribution, and this data will well corresponds to the TEM data which we basically took for the crystallite size. So this is a very good method, and this will corroborates with this TEM data and FESM high resolution data. Now I am going to show how to plot this data. So you can do again this file import, then single ASCII. You can go and you see that there is a volume distribution function PV. So we need to see that PS distribution function volume, yes. So you see when you Control Z, sorry, okay, sorry, I need to import it again. File import single ASCII volume, okay, I got it. Yes. So yes, so you can see that this basically this is arbitrary unit. So x-axis is basically in angstrom. So you see that here this crystallite size distribution varies in a well range between 10 nanometer to 50 nanometer, and this basically this analysis will give a well correspondence with TEM, and you can analyze highly parameter, you can explore the data, and you can see that you can see in the website of Dr. De Balza this breadth package, so many documentation process. This is a free non-commercial software. So this is the basically demo, and if you have any question you can post in the comment box. I will be very much happy to discuss with you, and there are so many things. If you have any doubts, please contact me. Thank you very much. So bye bye.